11 News. Coverage you can count on.
Good afternoon. I'm Gordon Lesh. The new school year is less than 2 weeks old, and 2 local school districts are already dealing with security breaches. Pittsburgh public school officials say an inappropriate video was embedded in the link of an educational video on Safe YouTube. The district sent us a statement. It says a teacher posted the link in an early childhood classroom dashboard on Schoology. The link, which was supposed to contain a counting nursery rhyme, instead included inappropriate content. The Trinity School District is also trying to figure out how they were attacked. They're postponing live online instruction until that issue is resolved. School officials say a 5th grade cyber classroom at Trinity West Elementary was hacked. There was also security breaches at 2 virtual classrooms at the high school. The hacker made racially insensitive comments, and there was also a report of an adult image that appeared. Channel 11 is working on a story about this major issue for schools. We'll have more on that coming up on Channel 11 News at 5. Another uncomfortably warm day today. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Scott Harbaugh joins us with the details on that. Scott?
You know, a lot of folks think once we turn that calendar into September, we're automatically going to cool down. Well, we do, but it kind of comes in waves. Today, one of the muggy days. 79 in Pittsburgh. Hazy sunshine as we look live with tower cam right now. That dew point in the mid-60s, so the air kind of heavy, kind of soupy outside. Notice dew points in the 60s everywhere, so a muggy afternoon. Kind of sandwiched in between cloud masses right now, so partly sunny and pretty warm for this time of the year. We do have a cool down coming tomorrow. I'm tracking where you'll get a cooling shower today and what temperatures will be like tomorrow. Coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Scott. Thousands of kids are learning from home right now, but they still need supplies. Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us the local effort to start the school year on the right foot.
Although the vast majority of kids are at home working online, they still need school supplies just like these. So Pittsburgh-based community organizations got together and worked to make sure everyone was ready for the start of the school year. The United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania and First National Bank teamed up to collect and sort school supply boxes for children in need. It was all part of the nonprofit's first ever Tools for Schools event. Volunteers gathered right here at Heinz Field this morning. They unloaded and sorted various supplies like pencils, crayons, notebooks, paper, and hand sanitizer. Volunteers then created supply boxes they will hand out to 250 elementary school teachers in Allegheny, Butler, and Westmoreland counties. Each box features enough supplies to cover at least 25 students. Organizers say these tools can make a huge difference as many parents and teachers are struggling and can't afford supplies during the pandemic.
So we see that 90% of teachers are buying supplies for their own classroom, and especially in this day and age with COVID, we know that it's just very challenging times. So we as the United Way want to supply those teachers.
And more than 6,000 kids will benefit from these school supplies right here. I'm now tracking the community impact and how overall this will benefit not only them, but the teachers in the classroom. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from the North Shore, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Another campaign stop in our area today. President Donald Trump's son, Eric, will attend a rally in Washington County. That rally will start at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It will be held at the American Legion along Park Avenue in North Franklin Township. The doors open at 1. County Democrats are holding a Joe Biden rally just outside the event. Organizers say that rally is designed to be peaceful and not cause any disruptions. The 7 provisional ballots that were found in Unity several weeks ago, or several weeks after the June primary, I should say, will not be counted. Westmoreland County officials rejected the ballots, saying they were improperly handled by Unity poll workers. They say the ballots were not placed in a secrecy envelope, which is required by law. As a result, additional training will be mandatory for poll workers ahead of the general election. Westmoreland County hopes to hire as many as 1,800 people to oversee its 307 voting precincts. Breaking at noon, we have the latest COVID-19 numbers from Allegheny County. In the last 24 hours, there were 54 new cases. Those cases come from 859 tests taken between September 2nd and yesterday. There were no new deaths reported. We're learning more about that COVID-19 vaccine trial that's been halted after one of the volunteers became ill with what appears to be a neurological condition. Meanwhile, the Surgeon General and the doctor who runs the National Institute of Health are promising to stand against political pressure to fast-track any vaccine. NBC's Tom Costello is in Washington with the latest.
From the doctor who runs the NIH and the U.S. Surgeon General, a vow not to let political pressure rush a COVID vaccine before it's ready.
There will be no shortcuts. This vaccine will be safe, it will be effective, or it won't get moved along.
I just hope Americans will choose to take the information they need from scientists and physicians and not from politicians.
Their unprecedented comments come after 9 drug company CEOs made a similar promise. And as drug giant AstraZeneca has paused its vaccine trials after one of the participants, a woman in Britain, developed symptoms consistent with transverse myelitis, a serious inflammation of the spinal cord. AstraZeneca says no final diagnosis has been confirmed. The CEO this morning.
So essentially, the process is always in vaccines trials that if you have an event that you didn't expect, then you stop to look at it and explore it and study it. And that's what happened in our case.
Worldwide, tens of thousands of volunteers have signed up for the now paused AstraZeneca trial. One volunteer in South Africa says she's undeterred by the pause, still hoping to be part of the solution.
It's an opportunity to save the world.
2 other drug companies, Pfizer and Moderna, also have vaccine candidates in phase 3 trials.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if the regulators ask the Data Safety Monitoring Board to go back and look through the data that's been accrued so far to look for any indication that this side effect may be appearing in the other clinical trials.
While President Trump has been pushing for a vaccine before Election Day, the nation's health experts continue to say it will likely be late this year or early next year before the FDA approves a vaccine. It's unclear how long AstraZeneca's trial will stay on hold, but Dr. Anthony Fauci says the pause proves the system is working.
There is a positive bit of a silver lining to this, that the system is working in trying to protect people with regard to safety.
An independent safety committee in the UK will now look at the woman who became ill and determine whether there's any connection between the vaccine and her illness. AstraZeneca says if it can restart trials soon, it should know by the end of the year whether, in fact, the drug is effective. I'm Tom Costello in Washington. Back to you.
COVID-19 has shut down the Washington County District Attorney's Office. 30 staff members are now working remotely after an employee tested positive. The office is being cleaned and sanitized. The U.S. Senate is voting today on whether to advance a coronavirus relief bill crafted by Senate Republicans and the White House. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Jacqueline Fell explains what is noticeably missing from the proposal and why it's facing an uphill battle.
This is a narrowly focused proposal. It's being dubbed a skinny bill, though it's estimated to cost around $500 billion. It would include a $300 boost in unemployment payments for the rest of the year, protect businesses and hospitals from coronavirus lawsuits, and include extra money for testing in schools. It would not send another round of direct payments to Americans. This was part of a bigger negotiation between Republicans and Democrats that have ended in partisanship.
We've just been waiting and waiting for our Republican friends to get their act together.
It's just silly season on the Democratic side. They've run out of excuses not to legislate.
Republican leaders say this latest proposal isn't perfect, but it's better than nothing, while Democrats say it's nowhere near what is needed to help Americans struggling through the pandemic. The proposal is expected to fall short of the 60 votes needed to move forward. Reporting near Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
New at noon, weekly jobless claims were worse than expected last week. According to the Labor Department, first-time claims for unemployment benefits totaled 884,000 last week, higher than some economists' forecast of 850,000. Officials also say 13.4 million people are continuing to receive jobless benefits. About 22 million have lost their jobs since the coronavirus hit, and just half of those positions have so far returned. People in Westmoreland County Borough are soon going to have a new police chief. According to the Tribune Review, council members in Irwin named Sergeant Daniel Wenzel as the acting chief. He's been with the department for 20 years. Wenzel replaces Roger Piverato, who resigned last month. He'll remain with the borough until December 2nd. The NFL season is kicking off its 101st season tonight, right here on Channel 11. The Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs host the Houston Texans. Kansas City is one of the few NFL franchises allowing some fans to attend home games. 17,000 people will be allowed in the stands, and masks are mandatory. This season, the NFL and its players are working to inspire change. The league's charitable organization is putting an emphasis on funding social justice efforts.
We're not here to make political statements. We're here to help make our communities better.
That's what it means to be a part of America. And I think that that's when America is at its best, when we recognize the things that we have in common and recognize the history and the things that, that we have to fix in order to be a better citizen.
Neither team playing tonight has said whether players will stand or kneel during the national anthem, but we do know the words "End Racism" will be painted in the end zone at Arrowhead Stadium. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Channel 11, and stay tuned for WPXI Tonight after the game. Carnegie Open Air is this weekend. Local businesses will take over the streets so you can shop and dine outdoors. The first open air day was last week, and you'll be able to shop again this Saturday. Michelle Chavez tells us why it's so important for these local businesses.
This event's expected to go all the way into October. We spoke with one business owner who tells us how it's helped their business so far. Greg Romeo's coffee shop had closed down for 2 months during the pandemic, and now the Carnegie Borough is sponsoring an open-air event to help businesses like his. The mayor telling our partners at the trip the goal is to help businesses thrive. Greg says he saw a small uptick in business at the event last week and is hopeful this weekend will be just as busy. He says his business is still not where it was before the pandemic.
We're probably at like 60 to 70% of where we were, but it's coming back slowly. Our problem with the coffee house is that all of the people that work in Carnegie that normally come in when they're here working are working from home, and so they're not out hanging out their local coffee house.
Greg's coffee shop plans to stay open this Saturday during the open-air event. And event organizers say, as a reminder, masks are required at all times unless you are seated. In Carnegie, Michelle Chavez for Channel 11 News.
Going home and moving on. The devastation people are returning to as fires continue to rage out west. Plus, this local school year is tough for a lot of families. How the extra challenges are affecting students with special needs.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
You are not alone. That's the message from the state as they recognize World Suicide Prevention Day. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S. It claims twice as many lives as homicide. And that's why the state has a suicide prevention task force. Today, they'll lay out their strategy to reduce suicide by fighting stigma, increasing education, supporting clinics, and developing treatments. There are dozens of programs in Western PA to help, including a crisis intervention hotline. This school year is different for all students, whether you're learning virtually or in the classroom. It is a challenge. But for students with special needs, it's a drastic change. Channel 11's Amy Marsikowitz shows us how children like her daughter Emma are managing their new normal.
We're in the fourth week of instruction at the Children's Institute Day School. A majority of the kids are going back Monday through Thursday. Others are going 100% virtual.
3, 2, 1, action!
I met up with moms I met at the beginning of the pandemic, checking in to see how school is going for our kids living with special needs. Hi. Kai, Chloe, and Emma, they're the best of buds. You can see they love to be together. They come together almost weekly to social distance swim at my pool.
Emma,
a way to let them see their friends in a controlled setting. The teens met at the day school are in the same class. Us parents met through this pandemic in March, coming together on Zoom calls to let the kids be together without literally being together.
Here's the iPad.
Almost 6 months later, these three are not going to school in the old-fashioned sense. Yes, the day school that educates children with all different kinds of abilities is back to school Monday through Thursday. It's also offering an online option, and that's what we picked for our kids.
I don't want to expose him to other students and teachers, and he won't wear a mask, so I just wasn't comfortable.
The majority of the kids are back in the classroom. The day school modified everything to make it safe, keeping kids in the same room all day, desks far apart, even putting up plexiglass. The Institute sending home weekly updates. So far, no COVID cases. Kai, Chloe, and Emma are really getting into the groove of virtual learning. I asked the moms to video some of the sessions. They were doing it anyway, impressed that their kids were handling the change and actually thriving. Here's Kai with his therapist trying new foods, Emma doing physical therapy in the pool, and Chloe talking with her teacher.
It's been nice that the kids have started the Zoom classes back in March. We've maintained that all summer. The kids love each other. You can see it on their faces. Their eyes light up. They break out in belly laughs, and it's just infectious. It makes all of us happy.
The school year is different. Morning group is all on the computer, therapy sessions too. Our kids, we have to help them. We can't leave them alone at the screen. We have morphed into teachers, therapists, while trying to capture big moments happening virtually.
She's really doing very well, and she's happy.
It's not an ideal situation, but it is working. We're making the most of it. And our kids, who most times don't do well with change, and this is a biggie, are succeeding. And that's what learning, whether it's online or in person, is all about. Amy Marsikowitz, Channel 11 News.
And it looks like they're doing a great job making the most of it. We have a school closure to tell you about. Sierra Catholic High School is closed for the rest of the week. The school didn't give a reason, but the website says it's closed today and tomorrow out of an abundance of caution, and the building will be cleaned later today. The school is sending students an email with more instructions.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Another warm and muggy day today. Just starting to get some clouds to form now on our live PennDOT cameras. Parkway North, Camp Horn Road, plenty of sunshine. We will see a couple clouds this afternoon, although more cloud cover southeast into the mountains in our northwest communities up toward Newcastle and into Mercer County. Temperatures right now mostly upper 70s and low 80s. Beaver already to 84 degrees. Washington 82. It's 79 currently in Greensburg. There's that little edge of clearing I was mentioning between the clouds from Newcastle and northwest, which is a pretty thick cloud deck, and then clouds southeast into the mountains. This will try to encroach on the area, so more cloud cover this afternoon than what we saw this morning by far. And a shower could pop up in a spot or two, especially southeast into the mountains. About 8 hours worth of sunlight today and tomorrow. A little less Saturday, a lot less Sunday. Notice our maximum sunshine today would be about 12 hours and 40 minutes if we were to go completely clear from sunrise to sunset. Yes, the daylight hours continue to dwindle on both ends. Still have the pool open. Great afternoon for it. Partly sunny skies, 85 degrees at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Keep in mind, sun angle still fairly high. You still need the sunscreen, SPF 30 or higher. Burn time today is about 25 minutes. Here's Storm Tracker 1 this afternoon. Starting to pop some thunderstorms southeast into the mountains. And then notice late this afternoon, You could catch a sprinkle into Butler County late this afternoon, but the better chance southeast into the mountains. Most areas are not going to see a drop of rain today or tonight, although there could be a shower and a spot or two. Best chance once again toward the mountains. 63 for the overnight low tonight. Normal low temperature for this time of the year, about 56 degrees, so we are on the warm and the muggy side. Tomorrow, though, different picture. 77 degrees, mix of clouds and sun, more comfortable tomorrow. Humidity will be down tomorrow. Not exactly cool tomorrow, but the air will have at least a tinge of an early fall feel to it, especially as compared to today. Rainfall, not a factor today or tomorrow. A really low factor Saturday. 1 or 2 spots might catch a quick shower on Saturday. Much better chance of some rain on Sunday. You can see this on Storm Tracker. Noon Saturday, looking pretty good to start the weekend. A couple showers trying to make their way close to the area by early evening. Right now, it looks like most of this stays west of the area through midnight. Then we start to pull in the rain after midnight. Could start the day Sunday with some showers and some thunderstorms. Rainfall forecast for this weekend. Most areas about a ½ inch of rain, maybe a little bit more. Bulk of that's going to come during the day on Sunday. Weekend always in view. Upper 70s both days and just a little bit of mugginess. And then we dry out again on Monday. Partly sunny Monday, 75. Look at that overnight low Monday night into Tuesday morning, down to 50 degrees. Gordon?
A huge fire broke out today at the port of Beirut. That is the same site of a massive explosion last month. You could see a column of black smoke pouring from the port this morning. State-run media said the fire was at a warehouse where tires are stored. It's not immediately clear what caused the fire. The explosion on August 4th killed more than 190 people, injuring about 6,500 others. It also damaged thousands of buildings in the Lebanese capital. Charge it up and wear it out the door. The hassles the makers of this battery-powered mask say they have solved.
It's just ridiculous. It's insane.
Vandalism of a landmark meant to bring people together is driving a wedge through a college campus.
Employees blowing the whistle tonight on what they say is inhumane care. 11 investigates working to get answers for residents and their relatives.
People falling out of bed. They're not being showered.
They're being neglected.
You've seen family members who are really afraid to speak out, aren't they?
That is true.
I feel guilty for putting them here.
And now we're seeing action just one day after our report.
The company is now promising to hire more nursing assistants. We will be watching, though, to see if things improve.
Count on Channel 11 News. Watch David Johnson and Lisa Sylvester on Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
UPS plans to hire more than 100,000 seasonal workers in the coming months. Online shopping has boomed since the start of the pandemic, and the shipping giant expects it to grow even more during the holidays. A lot of those jobs could end up being permanent.
37% of our people that start seasonally will turn into permanent jobs. Right now, this year in the U.S., we have about 123,000 employees, about a third of our U.S. workforce that started as seasonal employees.
Michaels is also hiring for the holidays. The craft store chain says it will need an extra 16,000 people this year. It's holding hiring events this Saturday at its stores. Michaels says more than half of their seasonal workers they hired last year stayed on as permanent employees. Americans are projected to spend 1 billion hours shopping on mobile devices this holiday season. That's according to a mobile data and analytics company. If that forecast is accurate, that would be a 50% increase from last year. And after you buy something online, Walmart wants to use drones to ship it to your house. The retailer has launched a drone delivery pilot program. Testing is underway in North Carolina on household essential items and certain grocery products. A Westmoreland County community has updated their burn ordinance to allow the use of backyard fire pits. According to our trip partners, Delmont Council discovered the ordinance was outdated and required homeowners to notify the fire department 5 days prior to having a backyard fire. The council changed it so small backyard fires can happen as long as they are 15 feet from any building. Protecting yourself from identity thieves, the red flag security experts say you need to look out for.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I can't believe there's people like that out here.
The man behind bars, the crime police say he tried to pull off while on a city bus.
Very warm and humid today. I'm tracking where a quick shower or thunderstorm will cool you off this afternoon.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
This year, back to school is certainly different.
But Channel 11 Morning News is always here to prepare you for your day, bringing you what's new, what's happening now, and what's next.
Be prepared for back to school.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
When you want news from where you live,
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
A friend of mine texted me yesterday saying, "Hey, I think you've been hacked." They tried to talk to me.
The FBI says online scams have spiked during the COVID crisis. One of the most frustrating is having your identity stolen on social media. Getting hacked or impersonated on Instagram or Facebook can quickly turn into a nightmare. Channel 11 consumer investigator Angie Moreski actually had it happen to her, and she shows us what can happen and how you can protect yourself.
A malicious hacker took my profile information and pictures and created a fake account.
The real one's the one on top. The fake one is on the bottom.
The only difference, a couple of typos, like no I in Angie. So if you look closely, it's Ange Moreski on the fake account.
What happened is on Sunday, I got a message from you.
And so it started. Multiple friends like Wendy got messages from the imposter.
"Hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Angie." So I said, "Hey, how are you? How's it living up north?"
From there, this very strange response, encouraging my friends to apply for a grant through a fake program. It's called the Worldwide Fund, which they claim helps people like widows, the disabled, and unemployed financially.
That didn't sound like you. So I immediately was like,
Cybersecurity experts say report the fake account to Instagram immediately and have friends do the same.
Have your friends also report that account so they can see that there's other people who are backing up what you're saying.
I went on to that fake site and I hit report on the three dots at the top and hit report the site, and I did that.
Unfortunately, it still snowballed, and friends also got spoofed.
I'm getting messages from my friends saying, "Is this you?"
Wendy's fake account also had a misspelling, so that's a key red flag to look out for. Luckily, when she reported it, Instagram took down the account impersonating her quickly. Unfortunately, I was not so lucky. Wow, okay, this is insane. So now Instagram has disabled my real account and is allowing the fake account to continue on the platform. Instagram sent me an email asking that I attach a photo of myself holding a government-issued ID to verify my identity. When I declined, saying it made me uncomfortable, they disabled my account, leaving me and my friends stunned.
How do you know that that's real? Now you're showing them more information about you. Now you've got your birthday on there, your license number, your address. No.
Angie Moreski, Channel 11 News.
You have very little recourse if Instagram requires you to send your ID. Angie finally sent it, and after 4 days, Instagram took down the fake account, but her real account is still disabled. The best advice is to protect yourself before you have a problem. You can do that by using a two-step authentication process. Another uncomfortably warm one today. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Scott Harbaugh joins us. And Scott, some of us could see some rain today.
Yeah, quick shower and a spot or two, especially southeast toward the mountains. You can see the haze hanging in the air. Live look at Tower Cam into downtown Pittsburgh. Another warm day today. Temperatures in much of the area already in the 80s. You folks in Butler, Pittsburgh, Greensburg, Indiana, you'll join the parade momentarily of those temperatures in the 80s. Dew points are going to continue to slowly climb this afternoon. It's going to make the air even more muggy, so as you're grilling out later this afternoon, sweat factor will be fairly high. I am tracking those 1 or 2 spots that will pick up a shower, plus wind is going to feel a little bit better. Have that for you coming up this half hour.
Developing at noon, take a look at this map. It shows every wildfire burning out west. As of this afternoon, dozens of large fires are scorching millions of acres up and down the west coast. Multiple fires in Washington state have burned more than 330,000 acres in the last 24 hours. Houses and cars destroyed, trees scorched surrounding houses and cars scorched, and these trees were charred. In nearby Oregon, people are starting to go home after fires forced them to flee earlier this week. Sadly, many are returning to nothing.
It's going to take a lot to recover from, and I just hope everybody got out safe.
It's pretty devastating what's happened here in Talent, so, you know, my prayers go out to everybody that's involved in this.
Between the fires in Washington, Oregon, and California, at least 7 people have died, including a 1-year-old boy. A local firefighter just returned from California after spending 2 weeks there helping to put out those fires. Second Lieutenant Josh Dirk of Ligonier says he would absolutely go back if they called him again. He was in the heart of the Woodward fire just outside of San Francisco and spent 2 weeks working 16 hours a day.
It's really wild. Like, you just sit there and then you're just watching something that can be burning over a mile in a few seconds. It's just chewing up landscape.
This is the fourth time Dirk went out west to fight wildfires. He says the fire he was fighting was 95% contained. The U.S. is still firmly in the grip of coronavirus, and small businesses continue to face some of the biggest challenges. Thousands of weddings and events were canceled because of COVID-19, leaving vendors and caterers struggling to stay afloat. Many of those business owners have accepted the challenge and reinvented the way they operate so we can party safely. NBC's Dan Sheneman has that story.
COVID-19 canceled 2020, at least many of the events people had spent months planning. Jill Marcus's catering business came to a halt. Marcus reimagined how events needed to look in order to be safe, offering boxed appetizers and buffets protected by a 6-foot plexiglass screen. North Carolina business owner Craig Barber recently did a boxed wedding.
We set them up in a really beautiful display.
During quarantine, Barber added a little fit to his plate. Meals in a box that range from brunch to a southern barbecue.
All you have to do is a little bit of warming, a little bit of stirring maybe.
Lifestyle and food experts say micro parties and individualized packaging are the new norm for now.
So I think that it will range from, individual cupcakes or mini tiny desserts, 1 cake per person at micro weddings.
Cabral Geller of This Messy Table LA builds elaborate grazing tables for California's elite.
The Ellen Show, Modern Family event.
March hit, and her calendar was obliterated.
So I spent the first month in total shock.
Geller pivoted slightly and started building do-it-yourself grazing boxes that could be hand-delivered to VIPs enjoying virtual events like ABC's Blackish.
They ordered boxes for the talent, and they all had their box when they were watching the show.
Businesses built on creativity, reinventing themselves in order to survive and thrive.
I am not going anywhere.
Dan Sheneman, NBC News.
A man is behind bars after police say he tried to kidnap a young girl from her blind father. Police in Los Angeles say Elijah Lopez struck up a conversation with Cesar Palma and his daughter last month while on the subway. They say he even asked Palma if he could take the 6-year-old girl home. Fellow passengers heard what he said and told him to leave the family alone. Instead, police say Lopez followed them off the train and onto a city bus.
I kept on turning around and yelling at him, "Stop following us. What's your problem? What do you need with us?" And when he tried to grab her, it's when I turned around and started yelling at him.
Police tracked the suspect down a few weeks later in San Diego. They don't think this is the first time he's tried something like this. A hateful message posted on the campus of a university in Ohio for the 3rd time this year. The president at Kent State plans to meet with student leaders about it. And that's not all. An entire racism task force has been put in place to deal with the issue. A racist, hurtful message was painted on the rock over the weekend. The rock has been a staple on campus since the 1930s. Students usually write inspiring messages or show their support for sports teams. Kent State said if the vandalism doesn't stop, they might remove the rock or install security cameras. How we could be making ourselves sicker in the future because we're trying to stay healthy today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, and we've been bringing you a special version of Local Steals and Deals, where we shine a spotlight on amazing companies and their passionate founders. Small businesses really are the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. With Local Steals and Deals, we bring you exclusive offers from these brands on products that make your life safer, brighter, and more fun at a time when we all really need it. Join us in making a difference. Simply pick up your phone and text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
This year, back to school is certainly different.
So much has changed, and Channel 11 Morning News is here to prepare you for your day.
Bringing you what's new details as your children go back to class or learn from home.
Breaking updates all morning long. 11 investigator Angie Moreski reports on concerns.
Our medical expert answers your questions.
Plus weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Channel 11 Morning News covers what's new, now, and next every morning as we go back to school.
Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
The city of Butler plans to use grant money to help with its census count. City Council approved the purchase of 4 tablets. The plan is to use the devices to count people at the city's farmers market. The census is scheduled to wrap up at the end of this month. Red spray paint is appearing on buildings in Jeanette, but it's not an act of vandalism. Pictures shared by our trip partners show Fire Chief Bill Fry marking homes because they are a danger. He says not only to residents, but to first responders who may be called to the homes. Over the last 2 weeks, Fry tagged more than 71 blighted and vacant buildings. He's applying for demolition grants right now. Still to come on Channel 11 News at noon, fast and free COVID-19 testing. It's coming to Allegheny County. What you need to do to get checked out.
Warm and muggy today. I'm timing in some drier air and when it's going to feel a whole lot better in your neighborhood.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI now.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
New at noon, significantly more Americans are skipping preventative health care services compared to last year because of the pandemic. That's according to a study by the Healthcare Cost Institute. That means they weren't getting mammograms, pap smears, and colonoscopies that can catch cancer. And kids were not getting vaccinations at the same rate as before the pandemic. The coronavirus may have long-term health consequences in more ways than one. There's a new COVID-19 testing site at McKeesport, and it's free to the public. Channel 11's Amy Hudak walks us through how it will work.
I think they should have it so a lot more people can get tested so we can get rid of this virus.
Tents line the long driveway, guided by cones on Industry Road. Starting Tuesday, cars will be lined up here with people coming for drive-through, self-serve COVID-19 testing. Jessica Ransom is a home health care nurse. She says a testing site in McKeesport is badly needed and long overdue.
There's a lot of people that do not have insurance. There's a lot of people that can't get too far, and there's a lot of bus routes here, but it's not easy access for so many people.
If it's free to the public, they have no insurance, they can get tested and they'll know if they're positive or negative.
So how does it work? You can register online or call ahead to make a free next-day appointment. No insurance needed. You simply show up to the site in RIDC Park the next day and administer the test. Results should take about 48 hours.
That's not bad. 48 hours, that's quick, fast.
I think that's a wonderful thing from McKeesey.
Families we talked to say they're even considering this option for themselves.
Like I told my son, I think we might go get tested too, because I work in an elderly facility. So, yeah, there's always a possibility.
Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
There are 250 testing kits available each day. Allegheny County families will have access first. We put more information about this site and other testing resources on WPXI.com. New at noon, LG Electronics plans to sell a battery-powered face mask. It features 2 fans and a HEPA filter to clean the air you inhale and exhale. LG says the mask also cuts down on breathing difficulties and fogged up glasses. It weighs as much as a pair of ski goggles. The mask goes on sale later this year. LG hasn't said how much it will cost.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Gordon's pre-ordered 2 for his ultra marathons. A little bit easier out there. Live look at our PennDOT cameras right now. I-79 Wexford. Look at the cloud cover right now, just starting to pop, getting those cumulus clouds. Now this is in the Pittsburgh area. Allegheny County, Butler County, Washington County. You get southeast toward the mountains, northwest back toward Mercer County. You're getting a little thicker cloud cover. 79 degrees right now in Pittsburgh. Mostly sunny. The dew point, not terrible in Pittsburgh at 64, but we do have some dew points in the upper 60s. Keep in mind the dew point is the measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and the higher the number is, the closer it is to 70, the heavier the air feels, the more humid the air is, and it feels a little more uncomfortable to your skin. We'll be dealing with that the rest of the day today into tonight. Mid-60s right now, but as we go through the night tonight into tomorrow, slowly begin to drop off. 13 dry daylight hours today and tomorrow. Saturday looking good. Probably going to bump this up to 13. Check back in with Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper tonight at 5, 6, and 11 p.m. But right now, starting to look like all indications are the bulk of the day. Saturday will be dry. Sunday, not quite the same. Showers and thunderstorms during the day on Sunday. This afternoon, warm, muggy, temperatures in the mid-80s. That heat index, upper 80s, couple areas. We'll get a heat index near 90 degrees this afternoon. Here's Storm Tracker, cooling shower or thunderstorm in the mountains. You could catch a sprinkle in the Butler County, Allegheny, Lawrence County, but for the most part, any activity will be southeast into the mountains, then just some clouds tonight. Could be an isolated shower overnight tonight. Most areas are not going to see rain today, tonight, or tomorrow. 63 overnight tonight. Clouds at times tonight, but most of the night fairly quiet. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sunshine. Now more comfortable tomorrow. Little northeast wind's going to set up, so there'll be a little bit of mugginess in the morning, just a little bit. By later in the afternoon, really drops off, and 77 for a high temperature tomorrow is going to feel pretty good. Talk about the weekend. Saturday, again, bulk of the day is dry. Could get a couple showers into eastern Ohio by 6 o'clock, but right now it looks like those stay at bay. Again, check in tonight with Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper. We'll have updated timing on the rain over the weekend, but right now it looks like as we head into Sunday morning, showers and thunderstorms will be possible, and there could be several hours of rain Sunday before just tapering off to scattered stuff during the afternoon. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. A little more humid over the weekend, not a lot, but you'll notice a little jump in that humidity, and then Monday going to feel fantastic. Partly sunny, low humidity, and a high temperature of 75 degrees.
The company is recalling its hand sanitizer over concerns people are drinking it. Part of the problem is the label on the leaf-free instant hand sanitizer. It says it contains edible alcohol. The FDA says drinking sanitizer could lead to alcohol toxicity, which can be deadly. Since the start of the pandemic, at least 10 people in Arizona and New Mexico have died from drinking sanitizer. A financial silver lining to the coronavirus pandemic, WalletHub's new credit card debt study shows that U.S. consumers paid down $118 billion in credit card debt during the first half of the year. That's a record. The study found a big reason for the drop was driven in part by unemployment benefits. Also, financial uncertainty caused Americans to spend less in money. Bingo, Yahtzee, Risks. Those are just a few of the games nominated for the Toy Hall of Fame. The other childhood favorites in the running coming up after the break. All right, now here's local steals and deals.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, and I have the best idea for you with local steals and deals. Right now, we're sanitizing, we're cleaning, we're disinfecting, right? A million times, a million ways. Oh my gosh. How would you like to have something do it for you with no chemicals? What? I know. This is from 4ID, and it's the best idea ever. So here are the options we have for you. This is the large. So this is simply, they call it a lunch bag, but it's a large bag. You open this up, you put whatever you want to sterilize in here, right? You close it, you plug it in and turn it on, and walk away. It does it for you. Then you have the medium. Same thing. You want to sanitize something, you put it in here, you close it, you turn it on, you walk away. You close it, you turn it on, you walk away. There's even a phone sanitizer. You put your phone in there, you close it, you turn it on, you walk away. There's even a wand for taking it on the go. And here's the best part. You walk in the door and you put your keys in here. Are your keys sterile? No. Do you touch them all the time? Yes. You put your keys in here, you put your jewelry in here, you put your wallet in here, you put your gloves in here, you put your mask in here. And by the way, everyone else in the household does. Everybody puts their stuff in here. And then they close it, and they turn it on, and they walk away, and it's not using any chemicals. I love that. You don't have to use chemicals because these are actually using UV light, and they're giving you 99.9% sterilization rate. That is amazing. I love the fact that this is part of your new routine. I love the fact that this is by your back door, and everything on you goes in here. I love the fact that if you have a baby around, all the baby stuff goes in here because they keep putting everything in their mouths. I love the fact that who wants to think about, wait a minute, this is my favorite ring. I keep wearing it. I bet it's not sterile. I'm going to put it in here. Some jewelry, you don't want to wash your hands with the jewelry on because it might not be good for the jewelry. Put it in here. There's a million reasons, but there's one way, and that's putting it in here, closing it, turning it on, walking away. If you go to localsteals.com right now, all of these great ideas are 40 to 43% off. It's just one of the amazing ideas we have for you, and I guarantee you're going to want a bunch of them.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
The National Toy Hall of Fame has unveiled 12 finalists for induction. They include playthings as simple as sidewalk chalk and as high-tech and innovative as Tamagotchi. Games like Bingo, Yahtzee, Risk, Jenga, and Sorry are also contenders. A national selection committee will choose 3 submissions, and 3 toys will be chosen by fans. This year's inductees will be announced in November. Scientists have taken the largest photos ever taken in one shot, and they did it with the biggest digital camera in the world. The camera is the size of an SUV and can spot a golf ball from 15 miles away. The photos include a close-up of a wood engraving, a type of broccoli, and the photo of the project's team. To view one of the photos at its correct size, scientists say you would need 378 ultra-high-definition TV screens. For the first time ever, the Little League World Series has been canceled. The event has been held in Williamsport, Pennsylvania for more than 70 years, but the games were canceled this year because of the pandemic. The city says it will lose about $40 million without the tournament. The annual Halloween parade is officially canceled in Sewickley. It's been a tradition for 20 years. The Borough Council canceled the event, saying it would not work with current state guidelines, and it takes months to coordinate. Tonight, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation will illuminate its Towers of Light tribute in Shanksville. The event at the Flight 93 Memorial will commemorate those killed 19 years ago tomorrow in the September 11th terror attacks. The ceremony begins at 8:45 and the lights will be turned on at 9:11. The event is not open to the public, but organizers say you can view the lights from a safe distance. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. You can get breaking news updates anytime on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Channel 11 Morning News brings you what's happening now.
Just downgraded to a Category 2 hurricane. Jennifer Tamar.